Hello, and welcome to Masterful Chats. I'm Rebecca, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Masterful Chats are short, clear, concise, clarifying conversations designed to uplift, empower, inspire, and support you as you move forward in your life and on your spiritual journey. And today's chat is about owning your own strength. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I am an information synthesizer, a mystical scholar, and an intuitive. And I believe with my entire being and whole heart that we are all beloved children of God. We are each known and loved completely, totally, and beyond measure. And please remember to stay till the end of the chat because I will be offering you a spiritual tip or tool to move through your days with more ease and grace and peace. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It would really help the channel, and I truly appreciate it. And thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers, and to those who are viewing me for the first time, welcome. So now let's chat about owning your own strength. As we've discussed in previous Masterful Chats, the 3D matrix that most of the world is operating in functions on fear and greed and the power over model. It wants each one of us to be a victim and to be at the whims of fate. But those of you who listen to Masterful Chats, you know that it's a very, very different story when we look at those of us living in the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is based on love and kindness, abundance, and cooperation. As we navigate the physical world and we're out there in the collective and something comes to us or someone comes to us and we find the interaction a little bit upsetting, or we find some information a little bit upsetting, or we find a situation that isn't to our liking. The critical piece is that we stand back, we take a deep breath, and we acknowledge the fact that each one of us is a Christed being of light in physical form, and that we are fabulous creators, and that we are the captains of our own destiny. So when we do get a piece of information, or a situation does occur, or something goes wrong in a relationship, the first key is to stand back and take a breath. We have all been trained very, very well within the 3D matrix to either react impulsively, to get angry, to push, to resist. We haven't been trained to take a moment and to analyze the situation and to get our bearings and to make the most appropriate choice for ourselves. And when we do stand back and when we do take a breath and give ourselves a moment to think and to recognize what is going on with our body, if we're feeling anxiety or we're feeling stressed, we're acknowledging that something has triggered us or that something has occurred that we need to address. But it's how we choose to address that situation. And in that is where we find our strength. Strength as a Christed being. Strength knowing that we create our own reality. Strength knowing that we are the masters of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual selves. And that strength allows us one very critical factor in how we come to respond to the world and to situations in our life. And that strength allows us to view challenges as potentials. That may seem trivial and trite to some, but at its very, very core, it will change the trajectory of your life if you do that. If one approaches a situation negatively versus remaining in neutral, that perhaps there isn't any reason for this and it's keeping me late and this isn't what I want, and you find yourself resisting and angry. That's not doing you or anyone else any favors. But if you can stand back and say, okay, this has occurred. What am I to learn from this? What potentials can I see? How can I respond appropriately without getting my energetic system in an uproar or going off on a tangent mentally or running all these caustic emotions through my body? Because as I like to remind people, thoughts are electrical and emotions are magnetic. And if you run certain types of energies through your body, it can be very, very debilitating. Anger, hate, fear, things of those nature can be very, very debilitating. If we come at a situation from a position of strength, from a condition of empowerment, from a certainty of knowing that we are Christed beings and that we are ultimately responsible for every thought, word, feeling, and action that we take and feel and think, then we realize that we are in charge of our destiny and that we are in charge of whether we have good days or bad days. Strength allows us to make the best decisions for our well-being and for our life. And if we're operating from a position of strength within ourselves, and we can take a challenge and make it an opportunity with the belief that the universe always has our back and that what comes to us in our life is for our highest and greatest good. It's also for the highest and greatest good of the collective, because if we take responsibility, if we master ourselves and our emotions and our response to the world, then what we do is we ultimately change our energetic frequency and our signature, and thereby we affect every other entity on the planet. So we affect everyone and everything by what we do internally. Just like a pebble in a lake. It goes out and out and out and out, the ripples. And that is how we heal the 3D matrix. That is how we all ascend and live in the fifth dimension. We start at home. We start with our own baggage and our own triggers and our own challenges. And we transform them and transmute them and grow and expand. The energies coming in on the planet today want to open us up. They want us to expand and walk into our best life. They want us to embrace it with a full open heart. And that is not going to happen if we're in resistance, if we're shut down, and if we're saying no. Just by reframing a challenge into a potential, it can completely change your day and your world. This idea that things are done to us is the victim mentality of the 3D matrix. And when we're starting down the path, spiritually, it does require some training of the mind to realize that everything that comes to us is really in our highest and greatest good, and that we're all connected. And sometimes things that happen, to one person that will affect another and another and another. But by owning your own strength and taking a moment to respond versus reacting and doing it in a positive way. It's like at the grocery store. If there's a long line, I reframe it. I say, well, I'm just not meant to be there when I thought I was going to get there. Maybe I would have gotten in an accident if I'd gone out the door 5 minutes earlier. Maybe this is allowing me to meet a person that I wouldn't have met had there not been this line. Because every interaction matters. Every moment of our life matters. As I've often said, everything we do is spiritual. Everything is part of our spiritual journey. And how we respond to those things, whether we do it in anger or compassion or kindness, it's all part of the package. So know your strength as a fully Christed being of light in physical form. Know that you are the master of your own destiny. Know that you have all the tools to get to where you want to be. And if you feel you're lacking in them, then find someone, something that can help you. Expand. Don't contract. We all need to get out of our ruts. We all need to look at things in a new way. And that is what the universe is calling us to do, to be our biggest and bestest self. There is no right or wrong, or good or bad. But if something does come and challenge you, and if you do feel like throwing in the towel on something and walking away from something, step back and ask yourself, is there another way that I could approach this? Is there another way that I could do this? Is there another way to look at this? Because the universe will be bringing to each one of us situations and people that require us to expand over these next few years. But you can do it. You have everything to be a success. As promised, here is a spiritual tip to help you move through your day with more ease and grace and peace. If I have an interaction with another person, or let's say someone cuts me off in traffic, I don't take it personally. I don't make it about me. I say 3 words to myself, and that is, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in that person's life. I don't know their background. I don't know if something happened to them this morning that changed the trajectory of their life. So rather than taking it personally, just say the 3 words out loud if you can. I don't know. And that's okay. We can't know what's going on in another person's life. We can know about ourselves, but not about other people. So try that, see how it works. I'd really appreciate your feedback regarding this Masterful Chat and the tip today. And as always, thank you so much for being with me. I truly appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll really help the channel. And until we chat again, wherever you're at in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Blessings.